Hi, my name is Khamilia Arina. I'm 19 years old and I'm a university student. I'm currently being treated for major depressive disorder and anxiety. I think it started off when I was in Form 1. I think I've always had it ever since the passing of my grandfather because I was very close to him. But it was only up until Form 4 that it became detrimental to my health. So during the early stages of when I was in Form 1 and all that, I woke up with ringing in my ear, constant heart palpitations, and my hands were always shaking. And I thought that was normal, so I never really talked about it with my mom or dad. But when I reached Form 4, it became to the point where I didn't want to wake up. And I would fear waking up because when I woke up and I was alive, all I experienced was ringing in my ears nonstop. I felt scared, very scared, because I thought there was something wrong with my body, or I had a heart illnesses, or there was something wrong with my lungs. That's why I cannot breathe properly, or I felt that I had another chronic illness that wasn't mental health. In Form 4, it was in the year 2018. I had just moved to Taiping, and it was when even if I woke up, I couldn't breathe. And so I told my mom about it, and she's overseas, and so I called my mom about it, and then she said to seek professional help. And at that time, I didn't want to seek professional help because I thought people would call me crazy. Because I felt like, I know I'm crazy, but if it was written on paper that I had mental health issues, it confirms that I am crazy. And so then I think my grandmother found me in the toilet with self-harm scars. She brought me to professional help. This is more of a personal experience because I've always thought that in my family, we were all very happy. And if someone was diagnosed with something mental related, automatically people would think that, oh, she's crazy, or dia gila sebab dia ada depression, or dia need dia tu. I didn't want to seek professional help because if I did and the doctors tell me that, okay, Khamilia, you are diagnosed with depression, it would confirm that I am crazy. And I didn't want to be crazy in front of my family. I wanted to be okay. I wanted to be normal. I think one part of them knew that I wasn't okay in the head, but it was more so of oh, kenapa? We didn't do anything wrong, or I didn't do any mistake. I think we raised her well. I would always say apa dia nak, dia dapat. Semua benda dia nak, dia dapat. So kenapa kau macam ni? Macam tu. I think Asian families, we are not talking about mental health enough. And so when my parents first said that, I was like, yeah, I'm the first daughter, the first child. And then suddenly you get the news oh, your first daughter is diagnosed with depression. If I myself was a parent, I would find it shocking. So I didn't blame it on them. But as over time, I think they accepted it. Yeah, now they're supportive. Throughout my entire life, I've always been moving around, so I didn't always stay in one school for more than 5 years. So it was until my Form 1 when I had a proper group of friends and they understood me and they really helped my entire high school life. And then in Form 4, when I had to move here to Taiping, it became harder because I left everything that I loved behind and I had to start new. And I don't have much friends here. I only have 4. And so the ones that are here for me, they're very supportive and they're up to whatever I want to do. So if I say, let's go for a drive, they would say, let's go. Or if I say, can I call you? Yeah, you can. So I think if by strangers like my current university batchmates, I think they know because I think my classmates know because I missed a few classes to go to psychiatrist appointments and stuff, but I've never openly talked about it to people that I don't know. I don't openly announce to people yang I baru meet and be like, hey, I have depression. I think they would be like, oh, you're crazy. That's number one. I think I've always been conditioned that if you say you have mental health issues, then you're crazy. But then another part of me that doesn't want to disclose my mental health is because I don't want them to treat me differently. For example, if I didn't tell them I have depression, then we can have jokes that are a little rough, lawak kasar and dark humor and all this. But then if I suddenly tell them oh, by the way, I have depression, then nanti mesti diorang macam layan I a different way. They'll be kinder, which is not who they are really. And so I don't want that to change lah. I want them to treat me how I am if I'm normal. And I am normal. Yes, I used to. Yes, I harm myself. And it was because I would wake up in a state, you know how your kaki kebas and you sit on it for too long? That's how my body felt for as long as 5-6 hours. I didn't want to feel that kebasness. I wanted to feel I can feel my fingers, my body smell too. And so by feeling pain, it stopped the numbness. I would rather feel the pain than the numbness. I don't cut, but I think I harm myself subconsciously through my dieting habits. Like I force myself to not eat. Yes, especially in Form 4 and Form 5, like my last 2 years of high school. For starters, I left my family and my group of friends that I already had. I left them in KL and I moved here all by myself alone. And then my family members, including my siblings, all moved overseas. And so I was left alone. And then I moved to a different situation because I was from a private school to government school. And so I think the teachers are they're not as lenient as private schools. They're very strict, straightforward, and tak ada mercy lah. Some are good, but majority of them. And then for like my choice of friends was also very limited as well. And also because I was the only non-hijabi in school. And so I got a lot of prejudice for that. Growing up, I've always been the parental figure for my siblings, my brother and sister. And so the only thing that kept me going was my brother and my sister. I always told myself like, okay, if you die today, siapa nak jaga adik you? Siapa nak jaga adik you dua-dua? Diorang dah nak masuk university, who's going to take care of them? I raised them on my own and I didn't want them to be alone. So that's why I didn't kill myself. Yes. I think last time I wasn't able to cope properly with my thoughts and symptoms, but after seeing the psychiatrist and going through medication, I can cope properly. So I learned like if you want to not feel the numbness, instead of like taking something sharp and harming myself, my arms, I can take like a rubber band. It's still self-harm, but it's better than seeing blood and open wound. Jangan hurt yourself, everybody. So for those that haven't diagnosed themselves yet, I wouldn't self-diagnose, but talk about your feelings and your thoughts with a friend or a trusted family member. Like if it's your cousin or your sister, brother, just talk about it. For those that are diagnosed, you're not crazy. That's all I can tell you. Like if you think you're crazy, you're not crazy, because there are many other crazy people like you as well. And so you won't be alone. And just take one day at a time. Based on my experience, I got help after my grandmother had seen me in the toilet with my self-harm scars. She immediately told my uncle about it, and my uncle took me to the nearest klinik kesihatan, and I requested for a referral letter to go see the psychiatrist department. But before they did that, they will give you like a DASS test, and so if they feel like you need help, then you will need help. If they don't, then you don't. But if you feel like you need help, go reach out for help. If you are a parent, whether it be a single parent or a codependent parent, and your child comes forth to you to talk about how she feels that she's not right in the head, a tip for the parents is don't project your trauma on them. Maybe you as a child, you had unresolved trauma, you had issues within your own family or your inner self. Don't project that on your child, because at the end, she will have the trauma as well. And just listen to them. They're trying their best to be the best for you, especially if they are either an only child or the oldest child. They're trying to be the best for you and trying to make everybody stable. And so just listen to them. You are not crazy. My last words to those who think they are suffering is, you're not crazy. Even if you wake up every morning or before you go to bed every night, you tell yourself you're crazy, you're not crazy, because I'm just as crazy. If so, you'll be okay. Just take one day at a time. Kind of like live in the moment. I mean, it's kind of hard to say to live in the moment when you're suicidal, because what is there to live for? Like, you're always wondering what's your purpose in life. My doctor always told me to look forward to the small things that makes you happy during the day. So for example, mine would be waking up to feed my cats, because if I'm gone, who's going to feed my cats? Or like, it's your friend's birthday, so wake up to celebrate her birthday. Or today is gaji you masuk, so you can look forward to that. So it's like, look for small things in life to look forward to every day, and then you'll be okay. Sekian, terima kasih. Stream in heaven.